Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever wondered how we can really get students ready for a future that's, well, changing all the time, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty huge shift in education, and we'll do it by looking at two totally different ways to build a learning experience. Let's jump right in.
And honestly, this quote gets right to the heart of the whole thing. It's not about just tossing out the old way of doing things. Nope, it's about building something way more dynamic. And the key word here, it's integrates. We're talking about a move from just delivering information to creating this rich, interconnected environment for learning to happen.
Okay, so here's the big idea, the crucial point. It's this pivot from passive to active. Think about it for a second. It's the difference between memorizing the rule book for a game versus actually getting out on the field and playing it. And that one simple idea, it changes absolutely everything about how we think about learning.
Now, to really appreciate where we're going, we've got to be clear about where we're coming from. So let's take a quick look at the model that, let's be honest, we're all pretty familiar with, the traditional unit.
So what's so fascinating here is just the visual difference. I mean, look at it. On the left, the traditional unit, it's straightforward, right? It's linear. You have lessons, you cover the standards, and then there's a test at the end. It's clean, it's organized. But then you look to the right. The future-ready unit is it's a powerhouse of all these integrated parts. It's not just a sequence, it's a whole system, this web of interconnected ideas that are all designed for a much, much deeper purpose.
Which of course brings us to the big question, doesn't it? We've heard the term, we've seen that long list of ingredients, but what does this learning ecosystem actually look like, and what does it feel like for a student? Let's go inside and take a look.
Okay, this is where the magic really happens. We're moving beyond a simple blueprint here and stepping into a dynamic, living environment where students don't just learn stuff, they do stuff.
So here's our working definition. You see, an ecosystem isn't just a pile of parts. It's a living system where every single element interacts with and influences all the others. And the whole goal is to get students using what they know, by exploring things themselves, solving real problems, and actually taking charge of their own learning journey.
So how does this actually work? Well, it all starts with empowering the learner. You kick things off with a big, juicy, essential question that really drives their curiosity. Then you build in student voice and choice, and this isn't just a bonus, it's a core part of the design. All of this helps build independence and make sure students are the explorers, not just passengers, in their own education. Next up, building skills that actually matter out there in the real world. We're talking about the 4 C's. Collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. And these aren't taught in some separate lesson. They're woven right into the fabric of the content. And the tasks they're doing? They're designed to look and feel like the kind of work real professionals do, even using amazing tools like AI as a thinking partner.
And the final piece of this puzzle is just brilliant. It's all about designing for depth. We start with something called Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. All that really means is creating lots of different, flexible ways for every single student to access the material. And instead of one big high-stakes test, learning is built through cycles of trying, getting feedback, and revising. It all builds towards a capstone week, a final project where students don't just spit back facts, but they synthesize and present what they've truly deeply mastered.
So after all that, what's the big payoff? What's the ultimate idea we're supposed to be left with? Well, it's a fundamental shift in the whole purpose of education, moving from just learning things to actually becoming someone.
If you take away just one thing today, please let it be this. Content stops being this static thing that gets delivered to students, and it becomes a dynamic tool, something they can use to build, to create, to solve, and to understand their world. It's active, it's messy, and it's so meaningful.
And that leaves us with this final powerful thought. We're not just planning lessons anymore. We're designing experiences that shape students into critical thinkers, creative problem solvers, and independent lifelong learners. It's not just about what you know, it's about who you become. Thanks so much for joining me.